Hello, everybody. This is Miss Apple again. How the brain perceives touch. A step-by-step journey from skin contact to conscious sensation. Number one, skin, the largest sense organ. Your skin contains over 5 million touch receptors spread over approximately 2 millimeters, square meters, square millimeters, not 2 square meters. They are not evenly distributed. Fingertips, lips, and tongue have the highest density of touch receptors. Right here. Everything is here. That's why a kiss or playing violin feels so vivid. Number two, four main types of touch receptors. Mechanoreceptors. Receptor, location, what it detects, speed, and sensation example. Receptor, Meissner's corpuscles, location just under epidermis. What it detects, light, touch, flutter, slip. Speed, fast, sensation feeling a phone, vibrate, fabric, texture. Number two, Merkel cells epidermis, sustained pressure, edges, texture. Speed, slow. Sensation example, reading, braille, feeling guitar, strings. 3. Pacinian corpuscles. Location, deep dermis, subcutis. Deep pressure, high frequency vibration. Very fast, feeling car engine, rumble, power tool. Ruffini endings, deep dermis, skin stretch, sustained pressure. Speed, slow. Feeling a hug, hand, strength. There are also free nerve endings for pain, heat, cold, and itch, but they are separate from pure touch. Okay. 3. From skin and spinal cord, each receptor turns mechanical energy to electrical signal. Electrical signal. Sensory neurons, first order neurons, have their cell bodies in their dorsal root ganglia, just outside the spinal cord. Mhm. Two major highways enter the spinal cord. Spinal cord. Dorsal column, medial lemniscus pathway, fine touch, vibration, proprioception, fast, precise. Anterolateral spinothalamic pathway, crude touch, pain, temperature, slow. 4. The first brain stops. Dorsal column pathways, synapses in medulla, gracile incunate nuclei. Crosses midline, travels up as medial lemniscus, ends in thalamus. From thalamus, primary somatosensory cortex in the parietal lobe. 5. Primary somatosensory cortex, the touch map, located in the postcentral gears, right behind the central sulcus. Famous sensory homunculus. Pinfield's map. Body parts are represented proportional to receptor density, not actual size. Huge areas for lips, tongue, and fingertips. High receptor density, really high receptor density. Tiny areas for back or cows. Mhm. Organized in columns. Some columns prefer vibration, others pressure, others movement across the skin. Number 6, secondary areas adding meaning as to secondary somatosensory cortex, texture recognition, size, shape. Posterior parietal cortex integrates touch with vision and movement. What is the object in my hand? Insula, emotional feeling of touch. I repeat, Insula, emotional feeling of touch. Pleasant cares versus creepy crawl. Happy. We always prefer happy. Motor areas. Touch immediately influences movement. You automatically adjust grip when something slips. Mhm. 7. Special touch systems. Affective touch. Slow, gentle stroking. Activates C tactile fibers. Goes straight to insula. Produces pleasure and bonding. For instance, hugs, petting, a puppy, or a cat. Proprioception, body position sense, muscle spindles, plus Golgi tendon organs tell the brain where limbs are without looking. Hmm, this is for the answers. Haptic perception, active touch, exploring with hands, combines touch, pro- proprioception, and memory. How a violinist feels the the bow or a blind person reads braille. 8. Top down magic, attention, expectation, emotion. If you're anxiously waiting for a doctor's needle, same physical touch feels sharp. A lover's hand feels completely different from a stranger's. Same receptors, different different brain interpretation. Phantom limb sensations. After amputation, the brain's touch map can still feel the missing hand. Interesting. Okay. Summary. Stage structure main job. Stage receptors. Meissner, Merkel, Paxini, and Ruffini. From pressure to vibration into electricity. This is so beautiful. Electricity. Stage spinal cord entry. Structure dorsal root ganglia, dorsal column. Main job fast, precise touch information. Number 3. Brainstem and thalamus. Structure medulla, BPL, thalamus. Main job relay and first filtering. Then primary cortex. Post-central gyrus S1 creates the touch map of the body. High areas S2 parietal insula. Texture, pleasure, body ownership, action. Touch is the first sense baby uses, the one we can never turn off, and the one most directly linked to emotion, which is why a simple hand on the shoulder can calm someone faster than words. Golden! If you want to go deeper, mirror touch synesthesia, how dancers use proprioception, the neuroscience of asthma, or touch illusion, just tell me. Thank you, girl. Okay, I will read this again. Touch is the first sense a baby uses, the one can never turn off, and the one most directly linked to emotion, which is why a simple hand on the shoulder can calm someone faster than words. You feel it? You feel? Okay, this is beautiful. Uh, Now, let's see. Explain proprioception in dancers. Pro- Proprioception in dancers, the sixth sense that makes superhuman ballet possible. Proprioception, the body's ability to know exactly where every part is in space, how fast it's moving, and how much force it's using without looking. In everyday life, we barely notice it. In dancers, especially classical ballet dancers, it is trained to an elite, almost superhuman level. Number 1. How normal proprioception works. Receptors. Muscle spindles detect length and speed of stretch. Golgi tendon organs detect tension in tendons. Joint capsules and skin stretch receptors add the fine detail. These feed constant data to the cerebellum, parietal cortex, and motor areas. The brain builds a real 3D body map, the body schema. Number 2. What ballet demands that ordinary life never does. Ballet scale, extreme proprioceptive demand. Turn out 180 degrees external rotation. Okay, ballet dancers rotate 180 degrees. Hips rotate far beyond normal range while keeping knees and feet aligned. Point work. Balancing full body weight on the tips of toes inside a rigid box. Tiny shifts. Periods in few tests. 32 to 40 rapid turns on one leg while keeping the body perfectly vertical and spot. Partnering lifts presses. Knowing exactly where the partner's centers of gravity is, second by second without visual cues. Extensions 180 degrees arabesque, sensing exactly how high the leg is and keeping pelvis level 1 to 2 degrees off looks wrong. Jumping grand jeté to jeté, knowing exactly when and how hard to push off and where to land. Often blink back to audience. Mhm. Number 3, how dancers train proprioception to elite levels. Number 1, repetition from childhood. Most professional ballet dancers start before age 8. The brain is still highly plastic. Proprioceptive maps become incredibly detailed and accurate. Number 2, mirror versus no mirror training. Early years, heavy mirror used to build visuals. Proprioceptive calibration. Advanced years, deliberate practice without the mirror, forces the dancer to rely purely on internal feedback. This is what makes performances rock solid, even when lighting or spacing changes. 3. Spotting for turns. The famous head whip in periods is not just for balance, it keeps visual input stable, while the body spins, letting the vestibular system and proprioception do the real work. 4. Floor and bar exercises. Tentus releves and slow adagios. Train tiny adjustments in ankle, knee, hip, and spine that most people never feel. Mhm. 5. Cross-training tools used by pros today. Gyrotonic Pilates increases joint feedback. Mm. Balance boards pursue balls and vibrational plates overload proprioceptors. Blindfolded practice, common in contemporary and some classical companies. 4. Real neurological changes in professional dancers. Brain imaging studies fMRI, EEG show larger and more precise representation of feet, toes, legs in the somatosensory cortex. The homunculus is literally bigger. Thicker gray matter in the cerebellum movement timing. Superior vestibular processing. Dancers get dizzy much later than non-dancers when spun. Mhm. Um, Enhanced motor imagery. Just imagining a movement activates the same brain areas almost as strongly as doing it. Used in injury rehab. Mhm. 5. Famous examples you can actually see. Sylvie Yam's 6 o'clock Princess Arabesque. She knows exactly where her leg is without looking back. Mhm. Mikhail Baryshnikov, 11 periods in Le Corsaire. Impossible without perfect proprioceptive plus vestibular control. Female ballerinas doing 32 foot tests, the working leg whips around 32 times while the supporting foot stays on an area the size of a coin, perfectly centered. 6. What happens when it goes wrong? A tiny loss of proprioception, illness, fatigue, bad shoes, wobbles, falls, or career-ending injuries. After ankle sprains, dancers spend months retraining proprioception on wobble boards because even 1 to 2% loss is visible on stage. In short, while the audience sees beauty, grace, and weightlessness, what they are really watching is one of the most highly trained proprioceptive systems on earth. A silent, invisible superpower that lets the dancer know to the millimeter and millisecond when every bone in their body is at any moment. Mm, beautiful. Bye.